Hi and welcome back to the Glory Days. This is episode 20, and in this episode we are going to take a look at our highlights from the Super Cup final with Zebra and our top of the table clash with Milan. If you're looking forward to the episode, please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Just before we look at the highlights of the Zebra game, we can see that we did win that game 1-0. Vlahovic scored the winner. It wasn't a particularly inspiring match, that's why we're only going to look at the highlights, but the goal does show some of the changes that's actually happening, and it's a fairly interesting goal. We can also see since the last episode, where we won 2-1 against Arsenal, we've gotten a really good run of form actually. So we played some friendly games, so ignore these, but we did win 2-1 against Roma. Genoa again we won 2-1, Vlahovic scoring all the goals, and then against Torino we won 2-1 again. This time it was Soto and Kouame. Again, it wasn't as free-flowing as we have been, so these kind of 4-0s that were happening, they were quite tight games, but we still managed to get a result. And that puts us in a good place actually in Serie A. So we top the table again. We're 3 points ahead of Milan. And I think that the key to Fiorentina is just keeping Vlahovic and Milenkovic for as long as possible. I think that without them two, we would be nowhere near where we are. But Milan, Lazio and Zebra are chasing behind us. Anything could happen with the top four. Bit of a bad run of form and suddenly drop down to 4th place. So it's going to be tough to keep this up. But let's go back to this Zebra game. So we started off with a formation you recognise. We had Dragowski in goal, Bragi, Martinez, Bacao, Odriozola, Torreira, Pulgar and Krunic in midfield, and Gonzalez, Januzaj and Vlahovic up front. You can see that actually Januzaj, Gonzalez and Torreira had really quite an awful match. It's a very drab game. I don't think there's many highlights. There is a change which you're going to note, which is Zaracho is on the subs bench, and he actually provided an assist. So he's a new signing, a bit of an enforced change, and we'll get to that after this game. So let's watch the goals. There only is one. So we can see here, Odriozola ran down the right hand side, flicked the ball, it looked like it's going nowhere, and then Zaracho, our new signing who had just come off the bench, done some sort of crazy header, and got it into the path of Vlahovic, who scored. Watch that again. See it? Odriozola, strange ball. It looked like the defender was clearing it. Zaracho then dives in with the header quite theatrically and Vlahovic scores. I thought that was quite worth showing. So yeah, back to the squad. You can see Zaracho's in there. So everything looked like it was going well. We obviously topped the league. And then we had a bit of a break for the World Cup. And in that break, everyone decided that they wanted to leave. So we had quite an enforced bit of transfer business to be done. So we can see that a lot of our squad is wanted. We're in transfer window. There's moves happening. We're finally getting rid of Zarkovsky for $1 million. Our backup right back's wanted. Bonaventura's also going for 2.5 million. He's leaving and going to Zenit. We have a bid in for Mali, who's also wanting to go. And the big one is Kostrovli, who I was trying to build the team around, decided he wants to go. So which is where we brought in Zaracho. So Zaracho can play anywhere, really. Attacking midfielder centre, or on the right. I think he is quite good on the right, but he seems to want to play an advanced playmaker position, which is kind of where we've been needing someone. Pulgar can play that Mazzala role in there, he can also play box to box. But if we're going to try and shore up a little bit and have Herrera playing the ball-winning midfielder at the back just to have someone who's resourceful, then we may want that more advanced playmaker role in which we could use Zaracho. So he came in, he cost us 9.5 million, but he's now already worth, what did that say? He's already worth between 29 and 33 million. 3.5 star current ability. That absolute bargain for me, he's only 24. And he's got that flair that we've seen, the vision, and I think this is what played in that chance that he created, was this anticipation that he's got. So he's agile, got anticipation, flair, off-ball movement, and the vision. All that come together with stats which are going to improve. His passing, technique is what created that chance. So he looks like a good player. We are working on some other deals. We actually missed out on a couple. So we're currently in with an offer for Palacios. He seems like a really good player at 22 years old that's wanted by Milan also. The bit that does concern me a little bit is he's more of an inverted winger, good at dribbling, going to be good at crossing. He's got decent pace, decent mental stats, but his finishing's quite low. We'd have to work on that. I like the players to play either inside forward and be able to score. But he looks like someone who we can't really turn down. Only 11 million as well, with, if our reports are correct, he's already a 3.5 star current ability and he's 22. It doesn't say like he's going to grow much, but he looks good. I don't think we've mentioned, but Krunic as well decided he wanted to leave. So it's quite a tough period because we're doing well, and I think a lot of that's down to the fact we've kept the same squad together for so long. And now that squad is starting to really break up. You can see dynamics are still very good. They were excellent before, but they are coming down. I think the atmosphere is taking a little bit of dip because Vlahovic is moaning a bit more about wanting to leave. We get a few concerned people that want to leave, and we're trying to get them out the door as fast as we can. That's brought down the atmosphere a little bit, and we've been really running on that atmosphere, team cohesion being really high for a long time. And Bonaventura going to one of our leaders, Krunic, one of the highly influential players, and Strovli is one of the influential players. But it's good that Zaracho's already come in there in that sort of role. So yeah, that's where we are. So we're working on a few other deals. We missed out on people. I don't think it shows me who we missed out on. Oh yep, so here we can see we tried to sign Karim Adeyemi, but he unfortunately went to Bayern and has been loaned back to Salzburg. We are also looking into Nicholas Sivold. Now he's got a bid from Lazio for a loan, also wanted by Leeds. He looks like a resilient player. Great stamina, natural fitness, means he's going to work all day. 21, and could really fit into our centre midfield. It would mean someone would have to leave because we are starting to get on the verge of having way too many midfielders. So we've got Amrabat, who potentially could go as well. He's not going to improve above 3 stars, and he'd be a pretty much like-for-like replacement with a younger alternative. But yeah, it's a real time of change at the moment. We can see just the whole squad's wanted. The aim is still just to get into those Champions League slots. I think we, at this point, without anything major happening, are pretty much assured of that. Of course we'd like to win the league, but with all this change happening, that could derail our chances. But let's see how it goes. So Milan, after we spoke, are currently in third. Game in hand over Zebra. If they beat us, potentially they go second again, unless they've got better head-to-head or so. But yeah, this is a crucial game. So for this game, it's coming quite close after the match before in the cup. We have a few tired legs in Yannis' eyes, so we're going to make a couple of changes. And the team we're going to go for is Baraghi, Red Sauce, Bacau, Odriozola with Dragowski in goal. Torreira, Polgar and Zaracho in midfield, so slightly changed there. Gonzalez, Soto and Vlahovic up front, again it's a little bit rotated. This is a big match. Yep, we could lose our lead if we don't beat them. We want to beat them. We've had a really good run of form, so 5 wins in the last 5. Milan drawn their whole 5 games, that's interesting. So that's why they fell down to third really. They were above us. Then we've just had a good run of form. They've obviously dipped a little bit. That's allowed Zebra to come back up into second. If we beat them here, they stay in third. It's a crucial game for them, and us. And it kicks off. We can already see that they move up with a draw. To be honest, I'd be pretty happy with a draw, but I want to keep up our form. I'd like to win. 20 minutes in, we have a chance, so it's Gonzalez come forward to Polgar. Tries to play it back to Gonzalez, but it's a very poor ball. Milan pick it up and have an opportunity to come forward now. But again, we defend well. Baraghi sends the ball in. I'm not sure who Baraghi passed it to. Quite there was about 4 passes, which were all one touch and just led to that goal. So we see Herrera here, gives it away to Baraghi, then Soto plays it over to Gonzalez. One touch into Vlahovic, and Vlahovic finishes like the elite striker he is. And we are 1-0 up. Already you can see we have a few tired legs. It's been quite a busy run up. Vlahovic has played a lot of games. I'd love to be able to bring him off in this one at some point. As the corner came in, we don't do much with it, and Milan have a chance to break. Adley now on this right hand side to Calabria. Herrera back out to Adley on this right hand side. They do break. They're down to the byline. But it goes back to Herrera. And the header comes in and we defend it well, but only as far as Benacer. Milan still with an opportunity to get a shot off here. Playing it well around our box, and they do, and Lau gets in with a header. It was a lovely bit of play. They kept the pressure on us, and it paid off. So Theo gets down to the byline. Back to Benacer, who plays a nice little ball in. Lau peels away from our defenders and heads it. It's 1-1. So it's been a fairly even game. We still were on expected goals to be performing slightly better. I'm going to leave Vlahovic on a little bit longer. Sotel does need to come off though. Bring on Jota. And Amrabat for Torreira. We head back out. We have an opportunity straight from the kickoff. Jota plays it through to Gonzalez. Gonzalez doesn't pick his spot on. The goalkeeper has an easy save to make. He was so close to him. Bragi gets it in from the corner. It's back now, Amrabat. Back to Bragi. Again, Amrabat, Mikhail Bragi. Plays the ball in and Vlahovic almost gets through. I think if that had been the first half, he'd have probably made a bit more effort to get there, but he's tired. Milan with a chance here from a free kick. Again, they keep the pressure on us. Midway through our half, Lau comes forward, back to Lau. Ooh, is that a penalty? That seems a bit harsh if that's a penalty. Yeah, it was just outside the box, I thought so. Still a tough chance here. And I thought it was in. I'm relieved it's not in, but I thought that was in. Vlahovic has played his full game. Time for Kwame to come on. Unfortunately, Kwame also wants to go away to find some more game time. I'd like to just give him more game time here. We only have the two strikers now. Patagna's gone. I'm not sure if I told you that actually. But yeah, Patagna wanted more playtime, so we let him go. He was actually a good backup. He was solid. He scored. I think he'd played 5 games and scored 3 or 4. Gonzalez was taken down there. I think that was in the box. There's been penalty opportunities at both ends, but I think this one is a penalty. And it is awarded. I'm not sure we got Pulgar on, who is our usual penalty taker. But Theo Hernandez gets a red card. They're down to 10 men. And Pulgar is on, and he does score. It's 2-1. We will try control possession because I do believe that we are pretty tired. And this would be an absolutely crucial result. I'm also going to apply the play for set pieces so we can stop the game a little bit more. I don't want to go too time wasting at this point. Still want to have opportunities. So Amrabat to Pulgar to Gonzalez. Out to Odriozola, gets the ball in. Jota almost gets past his man at the back post. Another corner. Bragi to whip this in. And it's well defended by Milan. Odriozola picks it up just at the centre circle. But nothing else comes from it. Theo Hernandez had a very bad game, 5.7 and a sending off. And it's full time. Again, for us, it's another 2-1. Not the prolific high scoring games which we're used to, but we're getting the results. So the squad apparently wanted to hear that we were happy with that, even though they weren't at their best. I think that actually was a bit funny about clicking that selection, but that's about right. I don't think we have been at our best for the last 6 games. But we have been picking up the results, and I can't complain in that terms. We've got a lot of games coming up, so you can see, got AC Milan, who we just played. We won 2-1. Now we've got Sassuolo, Napoli. These games are Wednesday and Saturday, so within 3 days of each other. Followed by Crotone, Verona, Bologna. All these games are within about 3 or 4 days. This is an exceptionally tough run. All the way up until after the Inter game. So we're about to play 9 games over the course of a month at every 3 to 4 days. That is tough. So I can't complain that we're picking up the results but not playing well. We're going to have to bring in some reinforcements. So before we start thinking about the next episode, we have just signed Carlos Palacios. He's more of a winger, inverted winger he can play. He's good at dribbling, pretty decent stats, worth more than we already paid for him. We paid 11 million. He's now worth up to 38 million. 3.5 star current ability and potential ability, so it doesn't seem like there's much room to move there, but at 22, I'd hope we can improve him. We can try. So he's been brought in. He brings us that extra reinforcement on the wings, because it looks like, I don't want to sell Sotto, but he wants to go to Lazio. Actually, I think that Sotto, he's got more pace, and if we compare him with Palacios, we can see that Palacios is overall the better player. He's he's 1 year younger. He's not quite as fast, but his overall stats are slightly better than Sotto's. He just doesn't have that sort of finishing ability, which Sotto had at 12 finishing. It was a little bit more, and I liked Sotto's pace. But it looks like he's on his way to Lazio, so we have Palacios in. He's already a better player than him. You know that we have Sriracha in. He didn't have a particularly good game in the last one. I tried him in that central midfield role. Didn't really work out in there. He might also just prefer to be out in a winger. Can actually try him in that Mazzala role. We played that Mazzala quite often anyway, so that's our usual play. We can try him in the Mazzala next time. Kostrovli has just said that he's happy with the amount of playtime, which is a relief. I still think Kostrovli's got a bit of a future here. But as you can see, our whole squad is either under bids or wants to leave, has a transfer already arranged, and we will bring you to that in the next episode. So in the next one, we'll look at that transfer roundup, seeing how it finished. We might do deadline day, depending on how interesting it is. I'll record it anyway. But if it's not great, we will do the transfer roundup, followed by Bayern and Inter. Unless you wanted to see just the Bayern games in the Champions Cup first knockout. I'm expecting us to get beaten both those, so I'm not sure if we want to just show an episode with me getting beaten both games. But we could do. But my thinking is Bayern, Inter, followed by the episode after will be Zebra and Bayern again. By that point, we're in the final run-up of games towards the end of the season, and I've got to say, looking at this, we've got a pretty good run-up to the end of the season, so once we get Inter and Zebra out of the way, that's going to give us a clear indication of where we sit. After which, we've got Udinese, Atalanta, Cagliari, Bologna, Salernitana, Lecce, Roma, Genoa, Torino. I'd say our hardest game again is towards the end of the season with Milan. So it's a pretty good way to end the season. Hopefully we get a couple more Champions Cup games in there, but like I say, I'm expecting to get beat. But anyway, let's put a pause on this. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, thanks for watching.